like a hat.
Do you want to say anything for posterity?
You were so weird.
Driver? Hi. Perfect. Ooh, coppers.
I love you, Danielle.
Oh, thanks, Mama.
She was only saying that for the video.
Copper.
You should have videotaped the breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh. Hang
When
my
we get
head
out the
in
cinnamon
shame.
rolls, you'll have to show that. Cineplex!
We're in Canada!
The speed limit, it's 100.
Oh my gosh, it is!
100 kilometers!
That is 65.
100. Welcome to Surrey.
Michael used to freak people out because his car was from Canada, because he was, and so it was in kilometers, and so he'd be like, oh my gosh, look, we're going 100 miles an hour! He'd be like, what? Slow down! But then they realized it was kilometers, not miles.
Stay at the Pink Palace.
That's Pacific Inn.
Yeah.
Mary's! Vancouver.
It doesn't look bad until they don't have their shades drawn, and then it looks like it's a broken out window.
Yeah, I have no memory of anything.
No, this was not. Like, this, when I first made it was, about, so it was over 20 years ago, but still.
Driving to Vancouver.
Yeah, you take a video.
It's almost like,
It's like a submarine scene.
Oh, I didn't even see it. I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought that was there.
is it a light or is it I do it on my camera?
No, you can't really tell, but there's bats from there. Piranhas.
Oh yeah. And then gate. It's a Sacramento cat food.
I thought it's in San Francisco, Piranha. I'm like, they don't have piranhas in San
This bird is awesome. I want one. Marmoset. Oh, now they're not gonna move. Oh my gosh, she does have a little baby. I don't think you'll be able to see my video, but there's a little baby on her back.
You can't wait, hang on so tight.
Oh, cute little fuzz ball. Now that we're not over there, they're talking. We found Nemo.
I was the tallest person on the rock. New. We also have Helen and Hannah. And there are two females. And yes, displays like this, it's not too hard to see why people are amazed by dolphins. Applause, folks and players.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it.
Now, this particular species, they're known as many as we can. And it's actually quite rare to find this species in an aquarium to begin with, because normally people are more familiar with bottlenose dolphins, but that ain't no bottlenose. More one of the most acrobatic, and I encourage you to figure out why that is exactly.
Almost. I'm getting all of that.
Well, yes, we can train our animals here to go up through our part of the world, all the way over to Japan. However, yeah, they're frequently sighted out on our coastline. Even a couple of weeks ago, if you were jogging around Stanley Park at noon, there was a group just underneath the Lions Gate. So, yeah, we're very fortunate to have these remarkable animals.
Chicas, miren que Aquarium a este lado se vai. Really say we be able to feel it and take a very strong relationship with care.
And certainly if you happen to see a group of 2 or 3 dolphins, whoa, it's your lucky day. However, imagine seeing 2 or 3,000. Because yes, the group numbers extend up to that number. And if you're going to be a dolphin researcher, well, we're looking at some of the energy requirements of these animals. Because we do know they are remarkably acrobatic, as it displays quite obviously above and below the water. And these animals are not solar powered. They are, of course, powered by the same thing as you or I that eat food. And so while echolocation is very important for these animals to be able to find food, they also use sound in other ways as well. Certainly you have to wonder, as they travel together in groups, how do they all know, all right, we're going this way, look at what I can do. Yeah, they probably use body language, or they also use vocals as well. Bodies, and they can make a lot of noise with them too. Now we think dolphins use displays like this known as breaches as a way to signal dolphins in the surrounding area. You know that boats make a lot of noise underwater. And while we know that, yes, the noise pollution from boats can be quite loud, these animals are not afraid of boats. Because a lot of these behaviors can be seen in and around boats. Not in boats, but around boats. And they're certainly power riding behind the boats. So obviously, yeah, these animals are not afraid of boats. However, how the noise from boats is kind of serious. And a thank you as well. As we are a non-profit, and a lot of our research dollars does come from people coming through the doors and getting to know us and our animals. So thanks all for joining us. And also a final thank you to Spinnaker, Helen, and Hannah, our 3 Pacific white-sided dolphins, helping us get the full picture about their amazing species. Thanks so much. You've been a wonderful audience. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about the research, if you haven't been to our underwater viewing gallery to say hello,
Some of you may have heard of or even remember the Exxon Valdez oil spill off the coast of Alaska in 1989. It is estimated that right around 3,000 sea otters were killed during this oil spill. And that's an important number because if you recall, I did mention earlier we have just about 3,000 sea otters living off our coast right now. So it is possible that if we were to have an oil spill, such as the Exxon Valdez oil spill, we run the risk of losing the sea otters in their coastal public environments in general. Now, of course, we don't want to do this. Fortunately, there are things that you and I can do to prevent it from happening. By walking, biking, riding the bus to school or work, or even doing just little things like turning off lights and electronics for the day when we're not using them. All these things help reduce the demand on fossil fuels and thus the oil coming up down our coast and preventing the sea otters in their habitat. Now we are nearing the end of the formal portion of my talk, but it does look like Milo here is still hungry. You're more than welcome to stick around and continue to watch. And I am also available to answer any questions that you might have. Once again, my name is Christine.
Working with the lovely closest to Mrs. Keela.
Right. I don't know.
Keela, she's the youngest of our adults and also the daughter of Aurora, who is on the far side working with Neil. And Keela herself is a mother, and her particular daughter, her name is Tika, and she is 3 years old today. So if you ever want to wish if you ever wanted to wish happy birthday to a whale, today's your day. She's 3 years old today. And beside Tika is Kavna, who is the oldest of our whales, kind of a matron. It is a mattress of fats equivalent to a good 5 or 6 inches, maybe 15 centimeters or so on either side of your hip bones. Whoa, that's a mattress right there. And yeah, that's essentially how belugas stay warm. However, they do have parts of their bodies, similar to you or I, that do not have blubber on them. If we forget our gloves, if we forget our toque, it's usually our ears or our fingers that get cold. Likewise, these animals have small pectoral fins or flippers and also small tails. And that's one reason we think that they're small, is to actually minimize the amount of heat that can potentially be lost from these areas if they were really large. But then you've got kind of a trade-off, because now you're a big whale and you got a little tail. are you're not breaking any speed records. And no, belugas are not known for being the fastest of the whales or dolphins out there. But they are still quite powerful. And they can use those small but powerful tails to leap sometimes halfway out of the water, if not more. And again, if you catch one of our dolphin shows, it's apples and oranges. The dolphins, yes, are able to leap right out of the water, but these guys are wrapped in a mattress of fat. So the fact that they can get any part of their body up and out of the water is quite remarkable. And again, if you do continue to compare them to other cetaceans, other whales and dolphins, if you look along their backsides, they don't really have, and generally speaking, the orcas don't stick around for too long. But if you're underneath the ice and you're a beluga, it's probably pretty dark down there. If you can't see what you're doing, well, now what do? Well, they usually call for help. And yeah, these animals, they don't call for help per se, but they are very vocal and they are capable of a wide range of noises, such as these. Now you might be thinking, well,
Like a crow.